希望大家中午休息可能休息到，那我们下午的课程的话就会继续。没有休息，有没有任何问题？没有。OK。OK。Always yours。
说大家那个没有，还说了是今天。
Y'all ready? I tell you a story, okay? So many years ago, I lived in China. I worked in China, so I was head of Olympics for my company, and I used to work for a company called Octagon, and I was the head of Olympics. So my company sent me to be the head of Olympics program and head of football in China. So I went to live in Beijing in 2007, beginning of 2008, and Olympics in 2008. So when I moved there, okay, I realized that in 2008, the Chinese people in China, they eat a lot.
Really?
Yes, amazing, you know. And so the first week I'm there, I realized that after lunch, everybody sleep. And I was thinking, what I need to do? Am I terrible? Because after lunch I call them for meetings and they don't listen. They look at me like this, you know, but actually they're sleeping. Okay? So I started to think what I should do. So after 2 weeks, I called the meeting and I said, from this week, no lunch. Lunchtime from 12 o'clock is cancelled. They said, I am crazy because how can I come to China and change the life? So I said, but I'm going to make all of you very healthy and powerful and successful. And all the men will become more handsome and the girls more fit. They thought I'm crazy. It's true, I canceled lunch. But what I did was, every day, I eat breakfast with my staff. I have 98 staff. I buy breakfast for everyone, but one condition. Everyone has to eat together in the same room. So we have a big boardroom, but nobody sit, okay? So you stand and we fill the table with food. But the table is filled with healthy food. A lot of vegetables, good food, but healthy. So everyone eat together. So we would eat together for breakfast from 8:30 until 9:30. And then at 10:45, I will give them a break. But it's 30 minutes. Because I cannot give them too long because they are smart. They will go downstairs to buy Subway or McDonald's or ramen or something. So only 30 minutes. And we eat snacks together. But snacks, again, healthy snacks. Okay? And at 2:30, we eat again. But we eat snacks. Like healthy snacks. Okay? Like sandwich. So, and every week, we will play sports. Everyone must play sport because we're a sports marketing company, right? So we have to be what we are. So we have to look fit, we can't look fat and go sell to the client sports. You know, we used to spell, you know Liu Gang? You know Liu Gang? The hurdler from China. He jumped over the hurdle, 110 meters hurdler. It's very famous. Liu Gang. So we represent him. So we cannot sell the sponsorship or advise the sponsors like Li Ning, and look fat or unhealthy, right? So every week we play sports. In 3 months, my productivity in my office went from that to that. We sell more. We are very, very successful in everything we do. Everyone, started to slim down. So, beginning of the 4th month, I got some budget from the head office, and so we took them shopping to buy clothes. But sports clothes. No. And everyone could wear, from those who wear L, wear M. Those who used to wear M became S. It was amazing. So, the moral of my story is this. Please don't sleep. Because I know that generally in culture, because I lived in many countries, and generally in culture, because Chinese food is a lot of starch, and with starch after lunchtime, you feel sleepy. Okay, so please don't sleep. If you feel sleepy, tell me. I will stop and make you laugh, okay? Because I want you to, because we have today one day and tomorrow is you're doing governance. Because I would like you to absorb as much as you can from me so that the session is beneficial for you. Because I would like you to take the information that I am trying to help you, because what I'm doing is I empower you. I give you this information that I learned so you can take this information to your club and share with your colleagues, your bosses, and say, we want to do this. We need to do marketing. We have to be commercial. We need to become a brand. We become the next Adidas. We become the next Man United of Taiwan. You must have ambition. You say, by the end of next year, we must have 10,000 fans, 30,000 fans. You must set objectives. Because if you have that thinking, you will do it. The most powerful nation in the world consists of people who are powerful in their mind. If you are strong with your thinking and you are positive, you can make things happen. Most footballers, people used to say that most footballers have a career that goes up to 30, and then 30 onwards, 33, 34, they start to come down. Do you know Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. He's 34 years old. Okay? Every year he gets better. People say when he went to America to play, he's going to collect the money to retire. Recently I spoke to an American journalist and he told me Zlatan at 34 is better than Zlatan at 24 because mentally very strong. He's very powerful. His ability to, he will project himself of what he wants to be, and he will be this. As an example, 2 weeks ago, he said, I am not human.
Yeah.
I am Zlatan. And he said he will go into this game and he will score 3 times. He did.
Yeah.
Right leg, left leg, and the head. That's the power of positive thinking. So all of you are very fortunate because you have a chance to work in a club. I didn't have this chance, okay? You are very fortunate because you work in football, but you work in a club where you can shape, you can develop. In the most successful national teams in the world, the league is successful. There is no national team in the world where the league is poor and and the club is successful. No. That is an exception. Very, very rare. And that only happens if the league doesn't quite exist because they don't have the facility. Right? Rare exception, Iceland. In Iceland, you have one football pitch because they cannot have grass. Because everything becomes ice. It's too cold. So most of the players play futsal. Or they play outside Iceland. So that's my opening gambit. Fine. So don't sleep, okay? If you like, then I will sort of like share stories with you.
你要不要翻译一下？对啊。
应该简单说就好。
They didn't understand.
I remember the story.
Sorry, 对不起。
I remember the story.
Okay, please go
From
ahead.
Beijing or from Zhejiang.
Yes. 可以啊。
OK， 就是不要睡着。那大家都知道在吃完中餐一定要睡。那最好的方法就是什么？改变主持我的话，我们一起吃早餐，一起开会，然后不要吃午餐。但虽然说 I don't believe that. I don't believe don't have lunch together.
Sorry? No, we had lunch together.
I mean, cancel the lunch time.
Oh, I did.
Really?
Yeah, you can Google it.
OK. 好，那取消对，然后呢，伊布不是3、4岁那天进3球的报纸戏法，他赛前就是说，我这场比赛下去就是3球，左右脚加投，他真的做到左脚右脚一投，再加投3颗。3、4岁的伊布在这边，2、4岁的伊布在这边，一般球员30岁在这边，然后34，但是伊布是这样子，一个决心。然后所有的国家队的成功都是建立在一个成功的联赛基础上，没有一个国家的联赛基础，没有联赛基础的情况下，可以让国家队成功。虽然是冰岛，但是因为冰岛只有一片天然草的球场，其他都是虽然球员在外面，其他国家联赛踢球，只有这是特例。那所有的联赛，国家队就是要靠各位把联赛撑起来，我们才把打造出是有竞争力的国家队。
Yeah, only cancel lunch. Only 3 months.
Only
if I do that more, then I think I will be thrown in jail. Okay, we're going to talk about campaign marketing. Okay, very interesting for you because campaign marketing is about experiential management, destination marketing. Campaign marketing means, remember I talked about the long game, right? The long game experience. Right? Meaning that not only the football match, you have to sell everything. So that is what I will take you to. So the marketing journey matrix, right? Basically, your product. What do you sell? You create the price, you create the promotion, you sell. Where do you sell? Location. You have your match day. Then the match ends. After the final whistle, what are you doing? This is another process. Then you have your fans, right? So this is your matrix of a game day match experience. You need to have all of this. So if you promote your match well, right? And your ticketing is successful, you will have successful attendance, right? The view that team results are the only way to drive attendance may be viewed as a way of absolving us of response. That means that people say, oh, only if we win, the fans will come. This is not true, right? Many fans of loyal clubs in many places around the world. Remember the time when Manchester United was losing. Remember the time when there are clubs that lose, like, finish the bottom of the league. Lose, like, you know, they have 38 games in 1 year in the Premier League. they lose, there are 38 home games, they lose 26, they lost 26 of them. The fans still come to the stadium. Why? Okay? Sorry, quite long.
OK， 那这个，那我们还记得我们早上课程提到，就是说关于比赛的体验，还有我们最终的目标，这是一个长期的。那我们的这个是指说一个我们在市场行销上面的一个整个的矩阵，从我们的产品定价，然后promotion的我们的要怎么推广出去，然后卖出去比赛日，到最后90分钟哨声响起之后，还记得我们前面讲的，这是一个长期的比赛体验吗？那回到球迷，然后再回到我们的卖出去什么产品，那定票房成功的队伍，票房要成功，票房成功队伍通常都是有这样的一个很完整的一个矩阵。那说战绩不好，会造成球迷不愿意进场，只是一个推脱支持而已。因为就算是曼联就在36场输到脱裤，球迷还是坐满老特拉福。所以重点是你怎么样打造出这个东西。
So as marketeers, you cannot influence the result of the match, but you can influence everything around the match. Okay? So you have to look beyond the result. You focus on what you can influence and affect, not what you cannot.
OK， 那比赛结果是我们行销是没有办法去改变的，但是你可以影响到什么？它周遭的东西，能够影响到它周遭的比赛结果我会改变，但是我们会去影响周遭的，所以我们要去做超越比赛本身结果的这个东西，或者是要在比赛结果之外。
Okay? So, influencing your fans. The things you can influence: the price structure of the stadiums or the ticketing, media and PR. You can send them the press release, you can write as you want. Supporter engagement, you can distribute your distribution channels, how you sell your ticket, how you sell your promotion, your game day experience, your supporter attitude, all of this you can control, you can influence. Okay?
那这左边这边是你能够控制，我们可以控制票价的结构，还有它的怎么样卖出去，我们的媒体还有公关的管道，跟球迷之间的互动，比赛日的体验，还有球迷的这些的气氛态度。
Right? What you cannot influence who you will play against.
那你没办法影响你的对手，
You cannot influence the match schedule.
没办法影响赛程，
You cannot influence the result.
没办法影响最后的90分钟的结果，
You cannot influence the team choice.
没办法去影响先发名单，
You cannot influence the weather.
你没办法影响天气，
And you cannot influence how the television will broadcast your content.
你也没办法去影响说电视台要怎么样播出你的内容。
So, you need to have an integrated marketing communications campaign, right? You have to include your plan, the strategic role of your communication, so which means advertising, direct response, sales promotion and PR, and combine this with all the other messaging that you keep in. That means all your message is very clear, easy to understand. So when you are influencing your fans and selling them a campaign or selling them a project, this must be integrated.
那所有的我们市场行销的沟通都要整合在一起，包括就是广告、直接的回应，然后促销活动，还有公关，这些都要整合在一起。那我然后持续，然后最大化的在这个沟通上面造成影响。
So, if you will create a successful integrated marketing campaign, what do you have to do? You start with the end in mind. That means when you start this campaign, you have to remember how you want to finish. What is the end that you want to achieve?
那当在提出一个成功的整合行销活动的时候，第一个要从最后的结果开始，你希望看到什么样的结果
Right? You have to remember the 3 C's. Very, very important, okay? The call to action, the creative aspect, the text that you use, the copyright, the copy that you indicate, alright? Very important. These 3 C's will define your tone of voice, okay?
那有三 C 要注意，第一个 C 就是你的行动呼吁，第二个就是创意，第三个就是你的智慧财产权。那这3个东西会影响到你整个的调性。
You have a consistent look. When you create a campaign, the look must be very consistent.
但是这个活动它必须是它的品质必须是一致的。
Choose your channels, how you're going to communicate this campaign.
那你的沟通管道，你要怎么样把你的这个行销活动传达出去
Okay? And your tone of voice.
你的调性。
The tone of voice means what? The kind of words you say. Right? You can tell someone, lunch is here. Or you can say, would you like to have lunch? Different, right? Right? You might remember like many years ago, Adidas came out with a campaign called Impossible is Nothing. Right? And then Li-Ning came out with a campaign for the Olympics called Nothing is Impossible. Tone of voice, right? Impossible is nothing. In Asian communities, at the height of the Olympics, no one understands what is impossible is nothing. But when Li-Ning make it really simple and say nothing is impossible, suddenly everyone understands it. Right? Tone of voice.
OK， 那调性就是说，我们可以用这样子，比如说午餐在这里，或者说你要不要一起吃午餐这种方式来沟通。虽然说历史都是一样，但是给对方的感觉就是不一样。例如 Adidas 之前的活动 ，Impossible is nothing， 那其实没有人知道在做什么，但是当他改成 Nothing is impossible 的时候，马上大家都懂。
So when you communicate your brand in this integrated marketing campaign, you have to have good tone of voice, right? Very important.
当你跟市场沟通的时候，需要一个良好的调性，这样才能够跟市场良好的这样沟通。
Right? Integrated messaging, right? When you put out the messages in all the different media, it must be integrated.
那所有东西那这些我们传出去的讯息都是要整合过，都要整合。
Right? There must be reward. That's possible. Yeah. What are the benefits? Okay?
那最后我可以得到什么奖励？我可以得到什么好处？
You have to make that clear. You have to establish your media partners.
必须要有媒体的伙伴。
Right?
The past decade, the Belgian football team missed every major tournament in the world. The fans got disappointed and lost their interest until this year.
Okay, this is a video. It's very, very interesting. Okay, many years ago, 10 years ago, for instance, Belgium football, right at the bottom. Okay, nobody supported them. Nobody goes to the stadium. Hardly anyone. Then this whole Belgium golden generation turned up. Eden Hazard, De Bruyne, Dries Martens, Company, Alderweireld, So all these people were turned up. But this golden generation was supported by the fans. These last 10 years, attendance in the Jupiler League in Belgium went from 15 to 100 people in the stadium to thousands in the stadium. Okay? Why? Because of the amount of work and the belief in the campaign messaging and what people talked about. This is in reference to the national team, yes. But there is a message here for you to sort of understand, right? The terraces were like this. People would come, but and they don't care. They are generally mostly men, and they always come in there and fight and whatever, But they came out with a campaign to use all the asset that the national team had and build a campaign. Watch this, okay? Oh, sorry.
那其实在10年前，比利时人他就是这么看，然后其实就是经常就是100年、几百年这样，然后一直到黄金一代像哈兹啊、当年这些人出现，那这些人都是背后强大的球迷基础来支撑他们这样，那他们把国家队的资源整合进来。
The past decade, the Belgian football team missed every major tournament in the world. The fans got disappointed and lost their interest until this year. Since August the 15th, 2012, the Belgian football stadium sold out 5 times in a row, an absolute first in the history of Belgian football, and the result of a year-long campaign to recreate the enthusiasm for the Red Devils. What did we do? We decided not to focus on the competition between the Red Devils and their opponents. Instead, we created a new kind of competition, one between the Red Devils and their fans. We launched the Challenges. Before every match, the players challenged the fans to support them in a unique way. The fans went through the roof. Cars were painted red. The elderly rose from the dead. Rock stars sang football chants. Universities turned into stadiums. Kids became artists. Giant speakers supported the Red Devils from across the sea. And on match days, the city of Kiel, yellow in English, even changed its name to Red. Each time the fans completed a challenge, the Red Devils did something remarkable in return. They painted themselves red. They played some sumo football. Or they competed against a bunch of kids. 12,000 Facebook fans even got a permanent spot on the brand new players' bus. With the challenges, we gave the Belgian football fans the tools to be much more than just spectators. They created our entire campaign. They turned the cynicism of the media into surprise. They boosted the confidence of the players. And they managed to get the entire country back behind the Red Devils. For once, the fans were literally part of the team.
OK， 那刚刚就是比利时，他这一年，他之前就是这几年前你看，就是说他们之前没有人去看比利时的比赛，那连国家队大家就是不关心比赛什么的，但是他们做法是从原本关注比利时跟他的对手，变成说我关注比利时跟球迷之间的互动，而不是只关注在对手身上。那跟球迷提出各种挑战啊，例如说把你要怎么样把你的大学的活动中心变成大家一起观赛的地方，或者把你车子漆成红色的啊这一类的，或者是说让歌手在演唱会上唱应援曲这一类的，那成功的让球迷重新对比赛本身愿意回到球场。
Right. So if you look at things like this here, right? Many things to learn here, okay? Like you have fans. Your fans are in Facebook. Maybe you have 100 fans. Imagine if you have a bus. You rent a bus for 1 month, right? And you paint your bus with all the pictures of your fans. And you drive around the city. And the fans look at themselves and think, that bus is me, and they tell their friends. And their friends tell their friends. You build connection with your fans, right? So the lessons learned here is about looking at best practices. They use the asset. The players are the asset of the Belgian team. So what do? They use the asset and make the players fight against the fans. That's what they do. And it became very successful. People start to paint their cars red. They changed the name of the city. in the last World Cup, there was a beer brand. Basically, what they changed, the beer brand basically put road signage everywhere and say, "This way to Rio." It's about trying to create new ideas.
好，那其实最重要就是跟球迷之间建立连接。假设你像现在你租用台你的球队巴士租了1个月，然后你脸书上的这些球迷把它印在100个球迷把他们的照片印在车上，当球迷看到的时候，他就会拍下来，他说：“我的脸在，这是我的巴士。”然后他自然就会扩散出去，球迷会告诉他朋友，他朋友会再告诉他朋友，那这样就会扩散出去。那重点在于说建立你们跟球迷之间的一个联系。那以历史来讲，比利时最早的他善用他们的资产，他们资产是什么？球员，让球员去挑战球员，去完成这些东西。
Okay? So you start with the end in mind. If you're doing a campaign, right? For example, as an example, maybe your campaign is Fans United. This is your new team you're going to create, Fans United, right? Fans United, you can create in your local language or whatever, or Fan City or whatever it is, okay? Fans United, and you use this to create fans. How many people can sign up? So you run a campaign. Your club is looking to build fans. Your league wants to build fans. Are you ready to become the member of the Fans United? What does the Fan United get? So if you sign up to be a Fan United, you get the fan merchandise, whatever. So you write down exactly what you will get. You sell this idea to a sponsor, or 2 sponsors, or 3 sponsors. And you say, our objective is we are going to find, say, we're going to find 1 million fans. All across Taiwan, you're going to find 1 million fans. And not just who are based here in Taiwan. They could be based overseas, but they can be part of your Fans United as well. So it's like a campaign, right? So you start with a budget. How much do you need to invest in this campaign, to do this campaign? If you do this campaign on social media.
那刚讲举例我们家举办活动叫Fans United，那成为这球迷知道会得到什么好处啊？你的目标是什么？这些，然后你可以把这些 idea， 把你这些想法卖给1家、2家，甚至3家的赞助商，告诉他们说，我们的目标就是吸引100万的球迷进来，那所以你可以得到什么回报？那要怎么达成这些？就是要从后面从最尾端开始。第一个，我们要投入多少的预算才能够完成这个活动
？Right. So if you have, this is an example. If you create, say, a fan building program and you're going to recruit a fan club, but you can make the fan club look cool. So you come up with the Fan United logo, right? Incorporating your club logo, but fan logo, whatever. And you come out with something creative, for example. Not great artists, but yeah. And you come out with a campaign, budget. Then, what is your resource analysis? Do you have people who can run this for you? The knowledge to actually run this or not?
OK， 那刚讲到前面就是说我们要已经设计出了 logo 啊这些之后，现在第2步我们就要去进行资源的分析，我们内部的工作人员，然后知识是不是足以完成这个活动
？And then, when you have these fans, remember, right? So you ask yourself, you're going to spend, say, to get this. Sorry, maybe you need to spend, say, $15,000 to actually do this campaign online to find these fans. For example, maybe 100,000 fans or 50,000 fans or whatever, and you need to spend $15,000, right? So, how many tickets have to sell to be able to raise this?
好，那假设我们现在是花这个活动预算就是1万，那我们售票卖多少才能够弥补了这1万的支出
And you have to ask yourself, how long is your campaign going to last?
那这活动要持续多久
Right? As an example, it's the same thing, right? Chinese Taipei is going to play in the World Cup qualifiers, right? The preliminary joint round 2. You can create a campaign, right? And that campaign could be used to build, your fan base, and that fan base could actually be, you sell it to a sponsor. At the same time, you can create a fan campaign around it and create merchandise specific for that. Imagine if everyone has this unique, cool merchandise. You make it something like everybody must have it.
好，那举例来说，接下来我们刚是因为这个在第2轮要跟出赛，那或许国家都会有活动，那吸引球迷进来，那这些球迷就是我们可以拿去卖给赞助商的东西，那推出相关的商品来把这些东西卖出去。
Right? I mean, does anyone of you know there's a team in Korea they used to be called the Samsung Suwon Blue Wings, okay? Suwon, and their sponsors are all from Suwon, okay? And if you're a member of the Suwon fan club, you can get a special card, and you can go to cafes, movie theaters, you can go to many places and get like super discounts. And some places on certain day, you eat like, I think you get like, when you order a noodle, you get all the other stuff free.
那以韩国可以在水源三星来讲的话，之前他推出这个活动是他们的球迷卡，那球迷卡可以在水源当地的一些店家获得非常优惠的一些特殊折扣，比如说我店收东西，然后其他东西都是免费的样子。
But the better thing is, as a fan club member, you get jerseys, you get caps, you get clappers, you get like overall kit. It's like an amazing package to be a member, So it's like you sign up and you automatically become a lifetime member.
那你刚注册就自动成为中常会，那成为俱乐部球迷会有拿什么球衣啊、帽子之类的一些很酷炫的小商品，那这些东西都是就是让球迷。
So you ask yourself, so if you actually have the ability to do something like that, whatever the campaign is, you know your budget, your resource, what you are going to do to sell, how long the campaign is going to be, you are ready.
那不管是什么活动，你只要知道预算、我们的资源分析，然后这些东西之后，你就已经准备好可以开始我们的这个行销活动。
Okay, so I talked about the 3 C's, call to action, okay? Watch this because this could almost be you. This could be, I don't know whether each of your clubs has a video, each of your club has a campaign that you want to launch to build fans. This is a campaign to invite fans to be their fan. So we did this for Scotland, amazingly successful. Recently I did something similar in Bhutan, amazingly successful. You should look at this, okay? Call to action, creative, and the copy, and the tone of voice. Look at all that, when you're watching this video, look at all the text, the way the text is written, the way the video is shot. Look at the background, look at the concept, okay? Look at the creative, so creative, look at the call to action. The call to action is how they actually position the words, right? What's the tone of voice? What's the copy, okay?
That's okay. 那这之前在苏格兰的一系列活动，那不管你们队友们有没有这个类似的影片，那有没有试着去邀请球迷去成为你们俱乐部的球迷？那这影片大家注意就是它拍摄手法、你的文字，那里面包含了什么行动呼吁、创意，还有它整个调性，真是要注意它整个拍摄的背景这些的。
Cheering the team at 3-0 up and cheering them even louder at 3-0 down, being the hand of the road, being part of Clan Scotland, making friends abroad, travelling 500 miles and then travelling 500 more, like an army sieging the fort alone. Being man enough to wear pink and a skirt, putting your work it on with a friendly smile, making friends no matter who, where or when, making a friend for life in seconds. Our army, united we stand, divided we fall, pride in your team, now and then. Baxter, Raw, Dalglish, Gerald, McLeish, Henry, McCoist, McFadden, Fletcher, Miller, Anya, Brown, Pride, Passion, Hope, Believe. Supporting the team no matter what. We are strong.
So you understand, right? You look at all the texts that they use, okay? I will stop it at certain locations so you can actually see it.
Cheering the team at 3-0 up.
So what did it say? Cheering the team at 3-0 up. That means when you're winning, everyone is happy, right? But they cheer the team even when they are 3-0 down, because that's what the fan is about.
那3-0之后会很正常，这已经是领先了。那真正的球迷是当你0比3落后的时候，他们还是继续为你加油。
Up and cheering and being louder at 3-0 down, being the Hamden roar.
So being the Hamden roar, the roar is from the fan, right? The fan is the one that will scream and shout for the team.
就是让球迷为了你这支球队而欢呼。
Being part of a clan, it means being part of a group. They use the word clan because it's Scotland, but you can use the words that you find that mean something to your club, right? Be part of our group, be part of our family.
那成为这个家族的一部分。
Strong, making friends abroad, travelling 500 miles and then travelling 500 more, like an army sieging the fort alone, being man enough to wear pink and a skirt, putting your work it on with a friendly smile, making friends no matter.
Right, so
Cheering and being louder at 3-0 down, being the Hamden roar, being part of clan strong, making friends abroad, travelling 500 miles and then travelling 500 more, like an army sieging the fort alone, being man enough to wear pink and a skirt, putting your work it on with a friendly smile, making friends no matter who, where or when, making a friend for life in seconds. Our army, united we stand, divided we fall. Pride in your team, now and then. Baxter, Raw, Dalglish, Gerald, McLeish, Henry, McCoist, McFadden, Fletcher, Miller, Anya, Brown, Pride, Passion, Hope, Believe.
okay, so when they talk about this, when they talk about bringing people together, they talk about making a friend in seconds, making a friend, forever. Because when you meet people at football stadiums, that's what it is. You are an opportunity for fans to get together, become friends, create relationships, build them, right? So you are selling them. It's very powerful. It's more than just football, right? They're talking about pride, right? Pride. It's about emotion that they're trying to sort of like talk about.
那其实大家希望就是球迷就是交朋友，那你要把其实重点是你让这个球迷之间的交流，交朋友这个卖出去，让球迷之间有机会做朋友。可能他只有一面之缘，那可能他会在其中成为一辈子的好朋友。那也包含说是球队的骄傲，对这支球队的要有荣誉感。
So call to action, creative, tone of voice, the copy itself, the consistent look, right, and your channels.
那它这里面包含什么？第一个，行动的呼吁，然后创意， 然后调性，然后它的 copyright 就是它的智慧产品部分也没有问题，然后它的整个内容也是一致的，然后它最重要是你的管道。
Copy is actually the words.
Sorry, I guess it's a copyright.
No, copy. Yeah, no, it's just copy.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. 那就是说你的其他的你的部分。
So the result of this campaign is they sold 22,500 season tickets before the qualifying campaign. Even before the stadium was like, before the match day itself, 22,000. The capacity of this stadium, 30,000.
OK， 那最后这个活动就是第一个卖季票，在资格在开始之前就已经卖出22500张。
The average attendance was over 45,400 people who ended up attending this match.
那平均观众进场就是45000，超过45000人。
And then this We Are Scotland hashtag was top 3 in terms of trending during all the qualifying matches all across the United Kingdom. Okay.
那在整个资格赛中 We Are Scotland 这个hashtag， 它在所有资格赛的比赛中一直都是前3名的那个 hashtag 的趋势。
70% increase in Twitter followers.
那推特的追踪人数增加17%，在整个活动的期间增加17%。
And their supporters club, they sold 35,000 membership.
那个球迷俱乐部的那个会员资格卖出了35000人。
24% reduction in marketing media spend because they didn't need to sell any more marketing anymore because this campaign was so successful that they didn't need to do that. The cost of this campaign was £7,000.
那最终他们得到什么结果？24%在媒体上还有行销上的支出减少，因为他们既有这些管道帮助他们达成行销的目的。那整个活动成本其实只有7800。
So what is the outcome? The outcome is the marketing and communications team working together. That's number one.
那得到什么？第一个，行销跟公关部门的团队，密切的合作。
The key KPI was actually to increase the social media followers. But as you saw earlier, they sold out 35,000 supporters club membership, and there was a 24% increase.
那其实这整个活动主要的他们的主要的 KPI 就是要增加社群媒体的追踪人数。那最后大家看到，它不是达到追踪人数，它甚至是连会员资格一起卖出去。
And there was a 360 degrees review of their ticketing strategy.
那最后他们做对整个票务的策略做一个完整的解释。
And there was a 73% recognition rate of this campaign everywhere, which means that for every 10 people you meet outside, 7.3 people would know this campaign. We Are Scotland.
那73%的球迷都知道这个活动
，right? Consistent branding from digital to match day. Everything that they came out with in that video earlier, and the look and feel is consistent all the way to even on a match day itself, the A-board signage, everything, the look and feel is all the same.
那从这一开始的社群媒体的数位管道到最后的比赛，所有的宣传都是一致的。
The sponsors engaged, all the sponsors got involved because they saw the campaign was so successful. Everybody wanted to be part and parcel of it.
那赞助商也有参与其中，因为大家看到这个活动都是什么，每一个赞助商都希望能够加入这个活动当中。
But what's even more important is this campaign was actually only intended for them initially to increase their key KPIs in social media. But because this campaign was so successful, they kept the campaign going on and on. Everybody wanted to follow hashtag We Are Scotland.
那这活动当初原本只是 只是希望那个增加社群媒体追踪人数，但是因为这活动开很多，所以他们之后比赛不断的一直使用这个活动。
So even though Scotland didn't qualify for the World Cup, but the campaign proved successful for the team.
虽然说最后苏格兰还是没有成功打进冠军赛，但是整个活动已经证明了它本身就是相当成功的一个活动。
So this is about creating ambassadors, okay? So if you have a club, you are from a city, one of your cities, and in your city there are maybe famous singers, actors, you should approach them. Maybe they want to be a fan of your club, right? And they can be an ambassador. You don't need to pay them anything, but let them speak about your club. So when they are actually out singing, dancing, whatever, but they become an icon for your club.
OK， 那我们所在城市的话，可能会有一些有名的歌手啊、艺人之类的，但或许可以让他们成为你们俱乐部的大使，他们成为你们俱乐部的标识。或许你们不用付太多钱，但是他会成为你们这俱乐部的代言。
Right? So these are singers. You can use, see, look at that. It's the ability for you to use the footage and promote yourself. Right? The idea is about trying to get the engagement, the connection, getting people to relate to who your club is. If you have fans who are iconic characters, you should use them. Right? Get them to wear your jersey, take pictures, post it. Right? It's about, you live in a period of social media greatness. You need to take advantage.
OK， 那其实重点就是在于说球迷之间的互动啊，让他们穿上你的球衣，然后为你代言，然后放在社群网络上，善用社群网络代言的方式。
Right? The fan journey, right? In any campaign that you do, remember you have the average fan. The fan who comes with his group of friends. The family. Right? You have these 3 different kinds of fans. You need to have a campaign that fits them. So when you sell to sponsors, you have a perspective of that.
那球迷来到球，他的来到球场历程，历程很不一样。有些是一个人来，有些是一群朋友，是跟家人来，但你要对这些人打造出属于他们适合的方案，然后把卖给这个超市的。
Right? So when a fan goes out, if you're going to sell a match ticket, right, and a fan is supposed to buy, the fan is going to think about the ticket price. He's going to think about what time's the game, what day it is being held on, where's the venue.
那球迷在购买票的时候，第一个票价，第二个日期，几号比赛，时间几点比，然后地点在哪里。
They want to know what's the campaign. Is it the FA Cup, the League Cup, the League match? What is the campaign?
那他希望知道这个比赛是什么？是足总杯呢，还是说是联赛之中的例行赛
They want to know about the player engagement. What kind of activation, what kind of activities are there with the players? Are the famous players playing?
他们希望知道球迷之间的互动，他们希望知道说，谁会在那边，然后明星球员会先发上场吗
Right. They also want to know how they're going to get to the stadium. Right? They want to know is there entertainment at the stadium? Remember we talked about the long game. The long game is trying to extend that experience. So is there an entertainment element?
那球迷还会知道说要怎么到球场，还有到球场有什么任何娱乐。我们一开始有讲到说就是长期的比赛的体验，那这体验是持续下去的。
And what's the ticket sale access? Where do they buy the tickets? Or how can they get the tickets to enter?
那球迷要怎么样购买到门票？他们要怎么拿到门票之后进场
？And what's the game day experience? So when before a fan buys a ticket, he's going to think of all of this, and then he's going to think of that game day experience. Because if this game day experience is not going to be exciting, he probably thinks he's probably going to do something else.
我会让球迷考虑他的考虑就是我在比赛日的体验，如果我们比赛日的体验带给人的体验不好的话，他可能会去考虑去做其他的去从事其他的活动。
So usually when you have fans with ticketing, they want to know, can they buy in advance ticket outlets, what's the game day, how are they going to walk to the stadium, what's the ticket price, how it influences the purchase time.
那球迷他们遇到的第一个，你们在现场购买，然后有没有现场事先有办法知道现场的购票，然后比赛日收到什么，然后价格啊这些的，还有如果购票时间会不会影响到他们的那个票价。
Alright, in terms of fan journey, I'm not sure here if you have advanced tickets, but if you have premium matches, or even if you create a friendly game competition, right? In the close season, you want to create an event, a special 4-team event of the clubs, right? You invite maybe 2 clubs from here, and you invite 2 clubs from another city, and you want to play a friendly tournament. What kind of ticketing strategy is that, right? Are you going to do it via social media online? Are you going to make it easy for them? Remember, if ticketing is easy, fans tend to want to take the experience.
OK， 那今年我会有一些季前的邀请赛，我会有2支球队要邀请加2支外队进来打。那这个我们购票的过程是怎样的？那如果球迷容易购买到门票，他们或许会比较想要进来球场。
Right. Also, it sort of like gives them an idea when they're going to buy the tickets, where they're going to seat. And that seating, is that a comfortable seat? Is it going to give them a really good seating area so that they can see everything? Right? So you have to sort of like think about it. Can they print the ticket at home if they buy it? What is the social media viral distribution possibility as well?
那当然，球场他们球迷也会希望知道说坐的位置的视野怎么样，然后也会知道说，那我有没有办法把这票在家里自己印下来，然后就可以到现场取票之类的，还有说在这媒体上有办法去取得这些东西。
So fan journey with advanced ticket purchase, always remember location, 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 okay? Very important. Where you make the tickets available, sometimes you do a partnership with a sponsor, and the sponsor looks after the tickets. So the fan has to go to the shop to pick up the ticket, even if it's a free ticket. Imagine they actually have to go to one of the sports stores in Taiwan or Taipei to actually pick up the ticket. And then when they enter the store, chances are they look at something and they will buy something. That is something to think about.
那当然也有些比如说现场购票的地，那可能说是虽然是免费门票，也可能会有这些东西，例如是说跟台北体育用品店合作的，必须要到现场才能够体育用品店现场才能够拿到门票。那当球迷进去的体育用品店之后，他有可能会去购买到其他东西。
Right, card reward scheme. Like when you saw like do, for instance, like recently, like a couple of days ago, Kichi FC in Hong Kong played Manchester City, right? So if you wanted to buy tickets, it's actually ticketed via, they use the credit card as a partner, right? So when you buy with that special card, you actually get rewards.
那例如是说那个节制跟曼城在香港踢的季前赛，那如果你用特定的卡片去购票啊，你可以得到特定的回馈。那你用这个卡片的回馈机制
Okay, right? And the fan culture of collectible tickets, remember, a lot of people like collectible tickets. That means it's little cards and they like to keep it. So remember that as well.
那球迷有没有收集门票的习惯？有些球迷会喜欢那种已经印好的漂亮的门票，可以在家里收，可以带回去收藏的。
Right? going to buy a ticket and having to queue, not a good idea.
那要到这种地方去买票，其实不是个好的主意。
Right? Fan Janie, we talked about this, right? Game day World Cup, fan ambassadors. Have you ever thought about, imagine if you had someone who comes into your stadium, someone who's dressed like this, right? This was at the London Olympics in 2012. So you have these little ambassadors who stand there, dressed up like that. So the moment you walk in, they'll come up to you and say, hello, how are you? Where are you going? Can I see your tickets or whatever it is? So you create that experience.
OK， 那第二个到球迷的议程就是说，他们在球场周边的，在比赛球场周边的一些活动，比如说球迷大使在以伦敦奥运来讲，会有人穿着这样，就是穿着全套伦敦奥运的制服，然后问你说，你今天过得如何啊？我可以看一下你的门票吗？还有你要看哪些比赛之类的。
Okay, so the visuals, right? What people see, people remember, right? People are very visual. Everyone who actually walks in tends to see things and they remember things. So you need to create a memorable experience. The moment someone walks into the area where your club football is or your match is going to happen, it needs to be special.
那人类是视觉动物，他看到的他就会记起，他就会有印象，就会记下。那当球迷在比赛到球场的时候，他没办法得到这些东西。
Right? I even know of a club, right? The moment you go through the gate, they put a big red carpet, and then with blowers, and they call this the Walk of Fame, and it's sponsored by a brand.
还有是说，在球场球迷进去要有布红地毯，然后走过去有赞助商赞助，然后告诉他们说在走星光大道之类的。
So if you buy a special ticket and you get to walk that way, and if you buy a normal ticket and you walk another way, so a lot of people they want to be seen by a lot of other people that they're walking this way, so they will buy this ticket because this ticket is special.
那它可能会有两种门票，有特殊门票可以走星光大道，要是一般门票从旁边的一般入口进场。那球迷可能会倾向去购买这种特殊门票，他们希望有这种走红地毯的这种体验。
Right. Okay, so that was campaign marketing. Okay, so it's good that you sort of like understand what campaign marketing is. By the way, how many of you slept when I was talking? You slept. You too. You were like sleeping with your eyes open, but it's okay because I saw you open your eyes again. But more importantly, it's good that you understand campaign marketing because campaign marketing is like tomorrow you launch a new jersey. That's a campaign. Tomorrow you launch a fan club program. It's a campaign. Next year you have a new player. It's a campaign. You want to announce your new foreign players. It's a new campaign, right? You want to announce a new sponsor. It's a campaign. Every sponsor announcement is a campaign, right? You need to use every opportunity because every time you have something new in your club, if you do not use that opportunity, you lose it. Because your window is very short. Imagine if tomorrow you are going to change your design of your kit. For example, next year your jersey, you want to change it, and you start this year and say you want to invite your fans to design the new jersey for next year. So your campaign starts now, right? You invite the fans and say you're looking for 10,000 fans to, and then these 10,000 fans will become the ambassadors of your club.
OK， 那所有事情我都是像活动，例如是说新的活动、新的赞助商宣布、球员的加入，这些都是活动。如果你善用这些活动去做宣传的话，你就在浪费这些机会而已。假如说我们明年要新的球员，那从今年开始向球迷去征集，其实这就是一整个活动的开始。
Right. So remember, every opportunity like this, if you can extend the campaign, the long game, right? On match day itself, the moment this evening the match happens at 4 o'clock, at 9:30 in the morning, you are already excited because you have an entire day of campaign that you're going to do. You're going to start the day, and your day will finish. When the match ends, you have another 2 hours to sell.
OK， 那刚讲到前面讲一场串的比赛，一整个完善长期的比赛体验，今天4点开踢，但是从9点半起床就开始感觉到那会前面2个钟间有一整个活动，那甚至是比赛赛后2个小时，你都还有感受到这个活动带给你的兴奋感。
Okay, so you need to participate in this and embrace that you have this opportunity because you have the opportunity. If you do not use it, it's gone. Because these are moments that sponsors want to see what you're doing. If you don't do it, then sponsors think, you're just another organization, just pass through. You collect the money from the government, you run the program, and that's it. You need to keep doing so that people see that you're doing it.
OK， 那如果你不利用这些机会，就真的是浪费掉。那如果你不善用这些机会去做这些活动的话，其实站桩就觉得说，就是又是一个人来跟我们要请直销嘛，就计划钱花完做完而已，他们就不会有正向的回馈。
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna take a break now before we come back to social media. Before we get to social media, we'll do I think we'll have some time, so we will do some tasks. I will break up the group. We'll break for 20 minutes, so you can wash up and refresh, have some coffee and some tea, so that you become more awake. Okay? Perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, stand up and stretch, like I did in China.
OK， 那之后休息20分钟。那之后，等一下我们在进入社群媒体这一章时候，我们会稍微的会分组，然后做一下小小的一些讨论，这样活动这样子。然后大家先休息一下。
And then, by the way, if any of you want to talk to me like separately, to ask me questions or help about issues or challenges you have, not issues but challenges you have in the club or in your entities, please ask me because maybe I can give you some ideas of best practice in other markets. Maybe you can use it, right?
那如果中间有想找讲师聊，私下讨论一些你们遇到的挑战之类的话，也欢迎。